Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
Joe Yamamo Aquaba Edamoba PENDREAM TV. So Abusha for and na the information be ebremu efa a bar stop boys. Emrantie ya omo enam a fan is saying omo nam na omo eye jumaden edeboa oman Ghana isisi ya kwan so ya gata mu ya mountain so just say emrantie no minim meka ne say enkransha omunya ye ya enti almost started so omutu sa na mo no abusua me the video bi abekire mo ma muhui wo bra eye Malik Basintale ya ono ena oye YEA fence CEO on omon koshia mu e wo meeting mu na oni omon komo didie mu no ekoba ne se aban aya adwen se omo be support omo na omo juma omo di no atumi akoso ye enkomodidie no mu no bar stop boys abranti a oye kofa bai fen Kojo in fact wo eye enkomodidie no na no obra no oni Basintale etwetwe nkomo no yehu se o start se osu and osu ankasa na nipa dodo na ye se edien pa na enti ebekoso dien na ekoso na adwene mu nti a ema abrantie no osu saa abusuafo ansana yebekọ ne na akọkasa na ye hyemobo se yebekọ ye ne no bekasa na ya bisa no meeting no se ne ekọ ye ene sentra yehun se na meeting no ase no osu no ye hyebo se yebekọ na yakofa no ne na di nkomo na mwate sedia nkomo no esiko na ansana no mepese yebekọ na yakohwe video no ani mepese yebekọ na yakohwe video no ankasa aba yebekọ na yakohwe video no ankasa aba na yahu sene nkomo no esiko yinti a ema yenua abrante na omo o atu hon mu di nkomo na osu yenkohwe video no emra ansana ye ne bar stop boys akasa.
And the worm does not ask who threw the rubbish before it infects. This is a cause for all of us to come together and make this a reality. In the coming days, His Excellency the President has greater reforms for sanitation, so long as sanitation is concerned. And we at the Youth Employment Agency are willing to front this and take charge. We invited you here basically to listen to your story, to know how you put together yourselves, and also to get to understand how you make this possible. Because we know that your agenda is to ensure that we have cleaner cities, and we have the silted gutters, and we make the environment safe for better living conditions. And so we just want to hear your side of the story. We want to interact with you and see how you've been doing, how you put together the team, and what your plans are, and how best we could bring you on board our services so that we meet at a point where you could even front for us, and then we'll get to follow you and also see how we could make Accra and the other cities clean. So we welcome you, and it's time to also listen to your story.
I believe 100% that before a stranger goes into the communities, the stranger might have spent months here, but then every stranger, of course, will get in touch with bar stop. So the initial concept was to be able to depict a clean bar stop. But how about deliberately pushing content about environmental sustainability to the youth? If not for anything at all, we are going to get people who grow up in 10 years and think differently from the environment. So that was basically how the whole concept of Bus Stop Boys started. To deliberately do content on environmental sustainability to the youth. Every great nation, for my own education and observation, is a nation that has a great environment. And if you look at all the countries that we, the youth, are yearning to go, it's because they have great environments.
That's right.
That is why we started Bus Stop Boys. And as from the beginning, it has always been the fact that if you see what we do and you love it, and you're Ghanaian, and you still have a bit of patriotism in you, then it's about time you rise up to defend our country. As a matter of fact, in 21st century, where there's abundance of technology and AI, we are still crying out loud for cholera. And cholera because there are filth in our gutters. Cholera because we are still throwing trash everywhere. We have become so comfortable with living with trash. So our call is on the youth especially, to begin to put our focus and our energy on what matters, especially for our future. And that's how we get every volunteer. If you are interested, you join and you go. And that's how we do it.
So you started with the bus stops, but you've gone beyond the bus stops now.
Yes.
And you go onto the streets. Wow, fantastic. It's a lovely story. So the main aim was to ensure that you clean the cities. But let me ask this question. Did you ever think of where you're going to get funding from?
For me, I didn't care about funding. I know once I'm able to do it passionately without any hidden agenda, nature itself will find a way to
To
finance
support you and all of that. For how long have you been doing this?
July will be exactly 2 years.
2 years. Wow.
The bigger dream is especially to make the kids, those who are in KG, kindergarten, all of them to begin to love the environment as much as anything they want to support in life. Because for me, without the environment, the whole concept of life won't make sense. So if you're able to segregate waste, spread education enough that the young people begins to understand the passion of loving the environment and defending Ghana with everything inside and outside of us, then Bus Stop Boys game is over.
I must confess that His Excellency the President is highly passionate about sanitation issues. Your names have come up in the public space, and your names have come up even before the President of the Republic. And it's highly commendable that he's seen the work you are doing, he appreciates the work you are doing, and he extends his greetings and appreciation to what you are doing to support this country, not because he's president, but because first he's a Ghanaian and because he wants this country to progress and to transform. And he's always said that together we shall build the Ghana we want. My brothers and sisters, sanitation is a bigger threat to the environment because you don't need to be on drugs. As for drugs, it's a high risk. But if I don't throw rubbish and you throw rubbish, I will be affected, you'll be affected, because the mosquito does not ask who threw the rubbish before it bites. And the worm does not ask who threw the rubbish before it infects. This is a cause for all of us to come together and make this a reality. In the coming days, His Excellency the President has greater reforms for sanitation, so long as sanitation is concerned. And we at the Youth Employment Agency are willing to front this and take charge.
Yo, anti abusia for Bus Stop Boys and Komwa Omone Malik Basintale ya oda YEM ano ekotwe no na yede Abraham na mene minua Kojo ejina line so ne ono na oda Bus Stop Boys ano Kojo memo akwaba edeba PENDREAM TV so Kojo na I hope say bibi akwaso de
Yeah,
oh yeah, the nyamiase pa na we de e monitor ma hu say wa so aye kakra say mo bo adwuma enti me pese e be bon taw na watimi anya na watimi akoye adwuma na
okay
meeting na before fence meeting no kura ho asem no me pa cho Bus Stop Boys na nkasa no ba na say kwan men so ne fa so pie ye adwene be ne ko mu ma mo start say di
Okay, but as in our chat on Bastor Boys there, and the results by the top of booming in oh my dear, it was a movie party minimum. It was that's in Hong Kong. The Canada in 20-30 years now. They are already 20, 25, already 30, and then in the break. That's a mean answer. As much as sometimes all Christians that I hope also say we also here we also here we know. I feel so comfortable. A year no so to China ya so say no we be dey sabe to abwa SEC nyama ya face every ebe boy ya kata. It talk about money there. I don't know my head shots here from environment because you know environment and others.
Nice. Yeah, that's it. Now maybe say meeting money YEA for koye Basintale muko shia no. And also so e ba say call no e ba say na uwia wa boy mu enkomo a ekokọ so honom ene de enhwe anim every meeting no ho.
Wadaroma maybe a family na say open other YEA honorable Basintale. So social na you you say my very so you said yes here and your kokusiano dana e ba ene
na meeting na so so ye hu bi kama but me sure say enye ni nyina na mo man edadi anase pia bonten ne tofa ba mu apa no say na so like my bibi ne hu ne say meeting no how fruitful it is. Because Ghana for be wa dream say I was say Majuma must start here by over 2 years in I was say abide to me so mumu and who say why for a friend or not or money year meeting but who say Ghana for any social media a man for a camp was empire and echo see sign meeting no I say the income in the course.
So that's it. Basintale Malik, and I know also social media life and now youth engagement. And no moon another one on supported basketball in Lincoln. Now the man officially on also person a story as basketball. Now on a so the abuana near the now get me I. And the top of the other story, you know, the way forward with agency and so on. What you mean, I can't. I'm a the mobile now, those no eleboa. I will be the one so. I come from there who
now, Kojo, maybe say. Mo best starting sa Bastor Boys na o ani da so bi say emre bi beba aban betumi abeso mumu ana say meka na say mbenya call bi from aban mu say ye pese ye ne ye boa mama adwuma amoye no atumi atumpon ana
oh da bi da ye de ye up to say me no din komo e say e be mama bu so ata we social media ya ba ya e koso ebi asa ebi ye ko work but I you say e man of the bofa e papa na say good e ba access for one because me na me share abdia trans as palawo coin was in the was in the movie and then so show quite a bit a good environmental practice for internet so na mbanya shi no mobile ba no etinye share bi bia huza mpa yo ka da fan to na imuzenya mu say you the route there so say got as a one around in today person depicting here be examples ama for because me give for telenovela by a system you know now you have these Indians want them because of kumkum bag and money. So Ghana for the hour back any auto abi any because of how infographics it me etc necessarily part in and you say I think social media for what so the clean every remote of the president nya bi yesu one shame miss the collective with nya mabuna adomonsa atumu
na maybe say on that meeting national ebra na mudi nkomo no in fact one of the things a man for ka ho asema like social media trendy afa ba bia yehu say na wo te anisuo no ye na aba wa adwenem de na ekoso antie ma abrantie kentinka na just na e was a petawo de bra ma wo di pepa wani ase de na ekoso ankasa o tini
the question na name is the be boy brother 68 years now. And it will be an name report and the time was you need Kaiser in the 90s. Now a bed in say, oh, Abu Brabe or Mushi. A young mammy, no mammy, and a what was it if he any other family. And then they make too many things down there, Makoya now for do Ukodu can this market. So the market I will no part. That much the Korea be the whole need. The Bokono ball and one police who put out. If the was say now to watch it and have to trust it in anywhere. Then now the soon to know that we will be a call room. Then for Zebi, in the cholera, in we are cholera, as it's in the word night. And I'm away in air costume. I said, fire in Iron. From the past, done it by the red lighter. I said, red lighting through on them, a man of that man who finds out red light. This is an then was I then need to pass out the rest of the now, the media bar. That's all. Now, the other one, ranking in West Africa, Ghana is a 7. If I Ghana in Rwanda, 1986, Rwanda, genocide. Fast forward, less than 30 years, Rwanda by the king. Now, Ghana for the gate to Africa. With all the resources are winning Ghana. And associate air can never and I think it's me, Broso. I get so mine. It's just the idea yes, but he said, the question anybody beside now, if I made a matter of hobby, like some question was it because in now, because we don't the BIA came. But we are only 2 means 8 years and a half, 4 years. I've been the children. So I'm going to be over Bois, for example. It's the Abbey Kumasi, final iron motor. And the Bemet, the Zoo, the other person, the yes, I know. Yeah, Kumasi as way because 4 years teaching now about Akunyana, which is a song that end about the economy. And they have a cook master. In the Ebro. It will be an Angamia. Yeah, I'm vaccinated. You say, Ghana, you know, you're a company, you're a PhD, you're a MC, you're a Centroni, I said, you said, so be a Maya. So, a can and speak here. In the every award, and if they were you move out inside and outside of us in now, but as a Ghana, in trouble.
Oh, where the Nyao can be a talk asumupa, a talk asumu. I think, sir, me share video no. In fact, me who said unsuna arusie agumipa, and me yes, I may share comment in Musumi who say a man for so a church or the same thing, so Musa arusie guamo, and in fact, your bomb pie said Ghana Funina no. Adwen kro a eba utima wo dwene sa adwene se ososo be ye de aboa wo man no ka ye chese ye nyina Ghana fo no ye so sa adwen kro no bi entum be wura yi mu se ne be ya ye nyina betima som ye so wonso ene nipa Now maybe me last question wait here. Apart from say ebia muhia akade e de aye adwuma na ebia munya me fa say yan Ghana for no so ankasa no ye won nyoma bia ye ya e discourage mu ana.
In terms of discouragement, they may chance na Ghana no nipa do na say do any negative news ho. Say bia dey bia wo no yes akwala bi ayin say ade bi e too malaria say. No ankomodie ne ho go say down for say. And the mama for bus stop boys. The juma dia ye die. Say ni ka go na bon the route am play di komo ni na idea. But no sisu na so. Se ko ba se me am play ni mo. E bia makoye bi di bon. E bia nyo ba dia ko se be ni pa se ma ba. Apodeni exam for the betana. The same and what then any gym of papa ye no
crepa
ye no SMCCA. It's another about why I have said for whatever reason I don't know be so much comfortable with. I didn't in young one there with that person for that any year as yeah. When I no is that's all man. Yes, yes, yes. So we are people so we are listening. Malaria so what? Want to say we are people na
no correct.
And then do baby na say we are Ghana cost 1 year cost wa. Can go stress we there. That be a Ghana. It's a Ghana to a. We are something. We are eating. We are fancy and also eating. If I could be a Ghana. And yesterday, I go for your mind. It doesn't make a Bible. God of Israel, catch Israel for them. The video of Mafia, as you want to Edomaka as a for a as a room to Ayatoma. As he means it to you. Be able to craft for the government. Not 50. Then I'm a second and Obia Crown Cabinet. But Ghana year, the woman said, "Oh, my main politician, papa, the politician." Also, Unam, Bravo, with me, picture, one more Bravo. I want the Katana now. Yamaya game ras was a very good way because Ugia Bichim, Afuga, Petrauta. Then President Ghana, I say, yeah, so that even a crack around me. Kaiser Brass, Lamaka, and then make it a giant. Good, no good one, I never see the Felana. But you person, I want to you benefit. It ends with the two of them.
True.
At the same time, you know, actually, I want to tell you, Tagalam say to Cha, that benefits no,
no correct.
Because say, what you say, Tagalam say, I said, Obi really, I come a galam spending now. It's as if you go,
yo, any mini Kojo, Nyame, on Shira so. Na say wanya daje e de ama PENDREAM TV na ye besa ka kire say anytime bia muhia any publicity bia so no mobo ye punu mu a ye nso so ye de kakra ye so ye wose ye boa mo no ye so ye be e de aboa aha na aboa ma mujumadi no so akoso yi ti ye da say
that's ba nyame sha
amen enti abusafo ye de ye Bar Stop Boys ena akotwetwe enkomo yi enua Kojo ono ena oye kofa bai edema Bar Stop Boys utie enkomo a ye ne no edi ye na ekire se yenua no in fact meka ne se wabremu ankasa ne meka ne se wabremu ankasa ba bia wabedru no na nani enna se nyame edi omo ebedru honom na kakra ena nyame edi omo abedru na okire de enti a osunye na ekire se in fact no ohwe question a eye owura Basintale ebisa no at that moment na odwene ho se say the ekoso no kra no ase kyerɛ sɛ ɔdwene ho a wɔnte aseɛ nti na adane no osu aha sɛ yɛn nyinaa yɛ man Ghana na yɛntumi ɛnyɛ ɛma sɛbi ɔman no ɛntumi ɛmfa ne ntoma pa ɛmfira no na akɔdane ne su nti yɛhu sɛ osu a na ne kɔfa bae no ɛno ɛka ho nti ɛnɛma na osu abranteɛ. In fact, me American nyina ne say Bastard Boys nyame nhyira omo. Ne nyame nhyira omo na omo nkoso a enye djuma omo nye djuma omo ndi djuma omo di no. I think that the omo ye no ebe motivate a lot of people. Ebe motivate a lot of people. In fact, onsum any onipa na sabio omanye soso no enye nipa dodo start free nipa ba akoso. Aha. And I can say emancipation started every nipa baako so. Say nipa baako sorry jina or say hey afi die anibiaba o ma yenye ni say na nipa na consistent no koso akọ nanim na obo adwuma saa bo hu say de saa wani beba won so no na wanya nipa mienu abeka ho nipa miensa ekọ 1000 2000 beba won so na affect oman no enyina. Nti I know say dwuma di a omugu so omudi no kakra say nse nyame eya adomo a said ye tie bia no ye nyina yebehwe na yesua aha ne yasre oman no anase aban no say aban no so hwe na on support yomo the fact that ye nua Basintale kurampo atimi from eya sem papa. Yes, eya sem papa. Aha, because Bastard Boys, ya hwe omo ne nkrofo bebre akasa adidi nkomo aye interviews. Ye hu se osuda. But abetena enne Basintale anim na so osu a ekire ho se nani so enkomo na ekoso no nani aso ankasa enne kra mu no eye ne de. Enyoma bi wo ha obefi se eye ebia for the cameras keke. But the fact that nipa no empenifo I see I recognize your mumpo afre omoni omudi nkomo kra keke no abusua eye arechichire eye nkuranhye kese e de ma won so what ase enye sika nko a o de bia me kasa asem no se nipa no obema wahu se ade a wo ye no eso abamfaso anase you are grateful who appreciate ono so na famu dia ono so eye na enkuranhye kese eboa ema obi biara bibie wo obi biara mu no saa de kodie no etimi ekoso ama nipa no oyere no ho eye ne yie enti ya ne enua eye Bastard Boys mo ena atwetwe enkomo no em se na omo okrum na omo ye adwuma ntine no eka ho ena ma na kasa no mu no unse twitwitwi ne ho ade dede wo ho kakra duwe na nka was na wo se okotete baabi ena one yen kasa empo ne yenya no kama sei no nti abujafo ye bekoso ara afolo on na said the tibia no bibia wo se efiri omo camp eba bia no yesoso ye behwe na yaboa pushi na aboa ma Ghana atumi afa ne ntoma pa afra aha aye PENDREAM TV mesro say obe subscribe to the channel, like video na share to our various platforms and our various platforms awo also na emwama dodo na so into be enya binhwe PENDREAM TV yese edamu yopo
Maneva na sema PENDREAM TV de ose edam yopo